Wasted. Pointless chat.
Not
Pointless chat. Where's that when the camera's rolling? Right. Behind the scenes with Wrest. Graham, I believe you've got some questions.
I do have some questions, Stuart. Firstly, could you tell us about the recording process for End All the Days, please?
Yeah, so we first began recording End All the Days probably in like 2019. We got some sessions in the studio with Mark Morrow, who recorded the first album, and we were keen to go back and work with Mark again for the new songs, and we got a couple of early sessions just to kind of work up some of the ideas that we had floating around. Like I think probably at that time, like I had a rough outline of an album, which is probably 2 or 3 songs different from how the actual album ended up, and that was also the same with Coward, in that there's kind of like a cycle of songs that you sort of go through and you kind of live with it for a period, and some you end up liking and some you don't. And so we kind of worked up a few ideas in the studio with Mark over that period and kind of listened to it a lot, and yeah, made our decisions from there. In terms of like completing the album, like the mixing process was one that was really rewarding, I think, for us. Like the songs sound really good, and they've come out from the tracks that we put down probably better than we had hoped they would, and we're just buzzing to finally get them out.
Yeah, that's great. And tell us a little bit about some of the themes and the inspiration around some of the tracks, if you can.
Yeah, so the idea for the album, I guess, End All the Days, comes from the last few lines of the song The End of the World. It's the lyric to the second to last line, and I felt that was kind of representative really of the themes of the album. There is a song, End All the Days, which sort of features towards the start of the album, and I see that as kind of like they're sort of counterweights to each other in a sense. End All the Days is sort of about it's kind of before the event, and there's a sort of like element of optimism and hope there, and then End of the World is a more kind of it's a more resignatory song, I guess, or it's a song kind of like it's a bit more sort of downbeat, and it's a bit more kind of like resigned to the end as it was.
Right.
But ultimately these are 2 songs that are kind of like trying to express the same things, just in two completely different ways.
That's awesome. Does that idea of symmetry and counterbalance continue with other songs in the album?
Yes, like very much so. Like it runs throughout. I think the sort of idea was really just like, I wanted to do something that was about endings and beginnings, and kind of ends of eras and sort of like turning points, and kind of like how sometimes you kind of take unexpected twists or things kind of come to an end, but ultimately endings are beginnings, and there are better days ahead, and that really runs throughout the whole piece from the first to the last. And that's kind of that's what End All the Days is getting at.
That's bad. And obviously a massive part of Wrest's journey so far and who you are is playing live. You must be really excited to get out and start playing the new material live, eh?
Well, like these are new songs also that we've had since 2019. We've played them a lot and like listened to them a lot. We've also been through the recording process with them, which is quite a kind of intensive process for songs, and it just feels like the kind of missing piece of the puzzle for us now. The missing part is to actually go and play them live, to go and share them with people in the format that they were originally intended. Because obviously, like when you go into the studio, you're kind of capturing a representation of what you're ultimately wanting to play live. Like it is all about the live side ultimately. So I guess for us, we're just actually buzzing to get out and play them live for the first time, and share the songs with everyone that we've had for so long now.
Yeah, no doubt. That was awesome, man. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Cool.